Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we got some news updates for you from around the kingdom today, this Wednesday, June 18th. Now, today, we'll be talking about increased scrutiny and enforcement on illegal foreign workers, a shift towards higher quality tourists in lieu of quantity, and a little later, Cambodia and Thailand trading economic barbs, in their ongoing territory dispute. But before we get into it, Jay, can you give us a quick word from our sponsor?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you've ever thought about buying a property in Thailand, selling it, renting it, looking into it, just exploring it, going through a 3D tour of it, fazwaz.com is the place to go. They're the largest real estate portal in Thailand. Don't take my word for it. Just go check them out.
Yeah, plenty to check out and browse. Sometimes it's fun to just go on there and look at what's available out there, and you get an idea, sense of the market. Thank you, Fazwaz. I also have to start working on my so if you could pinch me every time I go
Okay.
please.
Wow.
All right, I have one more announcement for you guys too. Hey Jay.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
It is your birthday soon.
Coming up. Hot, can you put up the promo? This pinch me. This Friday.
You're just gonna stop punching. You're just gonna be a punching bag.
This Friday, we got a birthday roast, baby. We'll be on Khao San Road at the Comedy Joint. Look, there's a great show going on just before it's starting at 8:30 around. Then at 10 p.m., we'll be going up and doing my birthday roast. People will get up there and try to make me cry, hopefully in laughter, sometimes probably in just emotional distress. And Jay will be there.
I apparently will.
You have to get on stage.
Really?
I demand you.
Oh no!
I want you to be there to suffer with me.
He keeps wanting me to go roast him, but I'm not a comedian. Neither am I a roaster. I feel like I'm just gonna go on stage, say a bunch of mean things, and people will just be like, "Jay's just an asshole."
Well, make me look better.
I guess
it's
it's your moment, right? But I have to make you look bad. Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. There's plenty of ammunition for that.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's a free show. If any of you are in Bangkok this Friday at Khao San Road at the Comedy Joint, please come and join us and have a little bit of a laugh at my expense. All right. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. Our first story, guys, I told you we do have some classic Thaiger tales. Down in Phuket we go, where a Tuk Tuk driver was stunned by some tourists' lewd behavior. Phuket Tuk Tuk driver, tongue twister, sparked online debate after sharing a video of two Russian tourists allegedly engaging in oral sex during a ride from Patong to Sunan Beach. Despite the driver's repeated attempts to stop them, hey, the tuk-tuks are rocking, don't come a knocking. The couple continued, prompting frustration over public indecency and the challenges faced by transport workers. While no legal action has been taken, the incident highlights growing concerns about inappropriate tourist behavior in Thailand's resort areas. Sorry, we can't really show you that footage, but
That's not what they meant by get a room. Not the back of a tuk-tuk.
that's not it. Sometimes the heat of the moment.
Also, the window... there's a very small window from where the passengers sit and where the tuk-tuk driver's driving. So the fact that he realized what they were doing, they must have either been rocking or making a lot of noise, I'm guessing.
Just knock it off.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, how did he even find out? You can actually get away with it, technically.
Well,
but you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Don't do it. Public indecency is not okay. All right, I know we're in Thailand. I know you're on holiday. I know you've had a couple of drinks. I know you've got a nice lady with you. Just get to the room, man.
Sure, you got a hotel room, right?
Just get to the room.
Time and a place. These poor tuk-tuk drivers, they see a lot of crazy things. All right.
Oh, well. Moving on to our favorite city in Thailand, Pattaya, where jellyfish swarm blankets Pattaya Beach and startle tourists.
No doubt.
Okay. Be careful around Pattaya Beach. Over 100,000 jellyfish washed up along Pattaya Beach on June the 16th, startling tourists and stretching across 3 kilometers. Now, the invasion, mainly of moon jellyfish, caused concern due to strong odors and sting risk. While officials haven't confirmed the cause, similar events in the past were linked to storms and tides. Locals are urging immediate cleanup to avoid harming tourism. Authorities advise using vinegar for stings and warn beachgoers to remain cautious. That's a lot of jellyfish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't vinegar, people.
Yeah,
we're not peeing on each other anymore.
Yeah.
This has been
because everybody has a flask of vinegar in their bag. Quick, get the flask.
Well, now you know. Maybe you can come prepared.
Yeah.
This happened to me down in Naiharn on Phuket. I was down there doing a little body surfing. That's what I do. But jellyfish came out in force, and I ended up like welts all over me. It was a not a non-issue. It was annoying, but
How
not too
bad is
bad.
a jellyfish sting? Is it just like a sting, like a bee sting, or are you like, you know?
You kind of welt up. Depends on the jellyfish, right? They have different levels of severity. Some can land you in the hospital big time, but usually down here in Thailand, you don't really see too many.
What does it feel like? Like an electric shock? What does it feel
No,
like?
it's you kind of don't. You get a little stingy at first, and then you start seeing like red welts
I see.
come up. You get lines and things like that, and it's just annoying for about a day or something like that. It's not really too bad, but anyways, be careful.
Yeah.
Don't get
do
stung.
It.
Yeah,
Don't get stung. Be careful. And if you're going around Pattaya Beach, just grab a flask. It has to be in a flask of vinegar.
as one carries around all the time.
Protect yourselves.
All right. Well, moving on to our next story. Thailand has been launching a crackdown on illegal foreign workers. We'll see about that. Thailand's labor ministry has intensified its crackdown on illegal foreign workers, arresting 4,400 expats over the past 9 months in jobs reserved for Thai citizens. The campaign targets roles like vending, barbering, and massage, with enforcement gaps highlighted by the low number of formal charges. Authorities are collaborating across agencies to tighten oversight, especially in construction and agriculture. Citizens are urged to report violations as the government pushes to protect local employment and regulate labor practices. This goes back to the old advice. If you're going to commit crimes, particularly here in Thailand, do one at a time. So if you're working here illegally, don't be doing one of the protected industries.
Yeah,
that
and
are
don't
for Thais
overstay.
only. Yeah.
A lot of them overstay for some reason.
Yeah.
Just stop doing illegal things.
Stop committing crimes.
Yeah. I think
solid
tour
advice.
guide is very popular at the moment, you know? Mm-hmm. But could you get away with it? Like if you're like speaking in a different language and you're from another nationality and you could just be like, no, that's actually my family. What's her name? Yolanda.
Yeah. But
That's my auntie Yolanda.
it's something that happens a lot. Well, it's one thing. There are so many Russian tourists coming here, Koreans and Chinese, right? That is the market being serviced well enough? If these illegal operations are able to spring up, I don't know. But it is interesting to see that the crackdown is on. Tyrone says, just like ICE in America. Indeed. I mean, if you're working illegally here, particularly in the protected industries, sure, deportation is on the menu. That's for sure.
Ben O in the comment section saying Yolanda ... That's actually my favorite. One of my favorite music duos. Yolanda Be Cool. Google them.
Fascinating. We're gonna listen to that after the show.
Have you heard that song? Papa Americano.
Yeah,
That's Yolanda Be Cool.
Nice. I am the Americana.
All right. Moving on to our next story. It's a little bit of a, not serious, but anyways. Drunken foreigners rampage in Chiang raises safety fears. Another day, another drunk foreigner. Tourists in Chiang were stunned after a drunken foreigner went on a rampage, attacking locals and damaging vehicles with a wooden stick while riding a motorcycle. Though no serious injuries were reported, the man faces multiple charges for reckless driving, lack of a license, and public disturbance. This follows similar recent incidents involving intoxicated foreigners in other provinces. Authorities stress the need for strict law enforcement to protect public safety in popular tourist areas.
Again, we're back to one crime at a time, people.
Yes.
No crimes is better. But drunk driving, no license, stick. At least it was just a stick and not something sharper. But the police were able to wrangle him and take him in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like your top quality tourist, does he?
Certainly not. I think you're right to say that, Jay. But they managed to take him down without incident. That's good. Yeah. I always like this about Thai police. They seem to be able to arrest people without grievously injuring them. That's not something I'm very familiar with in America. It's something that we see problems with a lot in the States in terms of law enforcement. In Thailand, there's a major emphasis on de-escalating situations and making sure that, of course, people around are safe, but also that the victim can get some help. I mean, this guy's, who knows what kind of punishment he'll end up facing.
Yeah.
This does seem like it was more of a nuisance situation, but he could have been much worse.
Could have.
So, anyways, we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. I hope to hear an updated report on this. All right. Our next story. Look, I've been getting some complaints. We just say too many negative things about Thailand, so we need to up our positivity a little bit here. And I have some good news.
Yeah.
If you are a woman in the land of smiles. Apparently, Thailand is urging employers to offer menstrual leave and period products to their employees.
All right.
Thailand's Ministry of Labor, right? Yeah, go ladies. Thailand's Ministry of Labor has asked employers to offer paid menstrual leave and free period products following a campaign by the Northern Labor Network. The request, issued on May 7th, urges provincial labor offices to promote reproductive health for female workers. While the move is seen as a success by campaigners, the policy remains voluntary. Advocates say they will keep pushing for these rights to be legally guaranteed as they are in other countries. Menstrual leave, ladies. What do we think? Yay. Yay is from the interns in the office.
Yeah.
Sorry, not policy here. Back to work. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It is interesting. It's voluntary only. Will this become something that becomes public policy? I'm curious to see.
I mean, in general, Thailand has 30 days of sick leave, technically.
30.
Which I think
30
is
days.
You could technically have 30 days a year. And I mean, menstrual leave is every month?
Correct. Yes.
So that's like an extra. You could have 60 days off a year.
It is a monthly thing.
Hey, I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
Welcome to anatomy class at the Thaiger, everybody.
I'd abuse it if I could, I guess. I don't know. Who are we?
It's true. I don't know. Take a Midol and power through later. I don't know. I think it's interesting that we're having these conversations. At least I wonder what the future holds for this kind of policy enactment.
I don't think everyone would obviously. Maybe the government would have to start with it. The government-owned companies, private sector. I don't know how many people would go for it. Because is menstrual leave a thing in other countries, like in the West?
I'm not too familiar with it being a widely accepted practice.
Because you could just be like, let's say you're unwell, right? Like a sick leave is just, I'm not up for it. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm sick. Can't you just be sick?
Yeah.
Like sick leave.
Yeah.
But technically, that you don't have a disease. It's just something that happens to you every month, and only women are affected. So
yeah, I want to share a couple of thoughts from the chat on this real quick. Hugh says menstrual leave will deter the hiring of women. Interesting. Jim H saying maybe 1 or 2 days a month. I know that, at least in my experience with girlfriends and things like that, there are a couple of days that are just extra bad. And then the rest of it, they're like, okay, I can get back to normal. So yeah, maybe, not abusing the system could
It's always a few people who abuse the system.
I mean, yeah, it is an issue. But I think it's one of these unfair gender imbalances, I think, at the end of the day. That it's nice to see some attention being paid to it.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll move on to our next story for now, where Thailand shifts tourism strategy towards high-spending markets. Tourism in Thailand. Thailand is shifting its tourism strategy from volume to value. Who knew that would work? Targeting high-spending markets like Europe and the Middle East. In June, European arrivals rose 13%, with Germany up by 71%. Malaysia has overtaken China as the top source of visitors. To boost quality tourism, the Tourism Authority of Thailand is launching strategic campaigns, airline partnerships, and promotions in key markets like the UK, US, Germany, and Russia. The new value over volume model aims to drive sustainable high-yield tourism. Who knew quality mattered?
The bigger spenders, right? I think that's the idea here.
Yeah. And do bigger spenders necessarily mean quality?
Well,
are they actually going to be using, are they going to be participating in the tourism sector where you actually need people to be? Let's say that you are a high spending person coming to holiday to Thailand. You're going to be staying in your 5-star hotel. You're going to be going to the nice places. You're not necessarily going to be going to Chinatown or the street vendors or the local attractions. They just want the creme de la creme.
That's true too.
What about everybody else?
Yeah, dare I say that does trickle down in some kind of ways. I hate to use that term, trickling down, but in any case, they are coming and spending money at, it's this high-end resorts. Yeah. This is an issue in a lot of places though, where people basically go to your White Lotuses, right? Your Four Seasons, they stay in that hotel and don't actually end up contributing to the wider. You're right about that. So
I'm curious. People talking about White Lotus a lot, right? Like Samui in general this is just a perspective of a local, in my personal opinion. I feel Samui is a bit more expensive, but you can only travel there with Bangkok Airways. The flights are generally more expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's 3,000 baht one way. Whereas if you think about it, if it's half the price if you want to go to Phuket, right? So the flights are more expensive. I think the hotels are slightly more expensive. And if you're going there for the White Lotus, then staying at Four Seasons is not very cheap.
Yeah.
And you're going to be spending way more.
Yeah, well said, all around. An interesting thing that I also found out about that story is that, well, I think we've talked about it before, Malaysia is now the #1 visitor to Thailand. They've overtaken China.
Yeah.
Tony Hussein says, I guess the India and China visa waivers did not pan out. India is still on the increase, I think. There are more Indians that are coming, but China is going down.
Yeah.
So that is a major issue for Thailand, who has relied on Chinese tourism
I see
dollars.
Indians everywhere. But then again, look, their population is much larger, but I feel like I see Indians everywhere wherever I go.
Yeah. I mean, China too, though, you would expect, but
I feel like Chinese tourism has gotten, like, it's much lower than it was before, man. I don't see them as much.
Yeah. Absolutely right. So it's interesting to see Malaysia taking over, though. That's
Yeah.
what's fascinating to me, because I feel like there's probably similar domestic destinations.
But where are they going? Are they going more to the south? I mean,
I
just
think
because
so.
they're entering Thailand, right? Like, are they going to Hat Yai, Phuket, Satun? There's a lot of like Muslim Malaysian immigrants and people living in the south of Thailand. So,
Yeah.
are they necessarily coming to Bangkok, Samui, Chiang Mai? We don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. I do. One last thing I'll say before we take our break really quickly. Benno says Reddit is very unkind to the Indian tourists. Just saying.
I think Reddit is unkind to a lot of.
They've been unkind to us, too.
Reddit is. I will not say anything bad about Reddit.
I check out Reddit all the time. I'm in the Bangkok
Notice me,
Thailand
senpai.
tourism subreddits all the time.
I am at the
Lurking.
beckoning of the Reddit.
Yeah.
I shall not disrespect the Reddit and the Reddit users.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna disrespect you anyways.
Fair enough.
But I'm in there. I'm lurking. Sometimes I post. Yeah, absolutely. And I engage.
You're that one nice guy talking nice things about.
Yeah. Try to be positive.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that'll do it for our Thailand section of the news, guys. We're gonna hear a quick word from our sponsor before we move on. Hot, take it away.
Welcome back from that refreshing break where I had a lovely conversation with our intern.
Yeah.
Who keeps yapping away while we do the news program, thinking that we can't hear her.
They forget every day, it seems like. There's like one rule, guys. We're back. Not you. We're not talking about you.
Yeah.
Laurel's good. But
one Kate on. Kate on. That's on with the A and H. From the University of Pennsylvania.
Anyways, thank you, Foswas, for sponsoring the show.
Thank you.
To say, and be sure to check them out for all your real estate needs. All right, we're on to our ASEAN now.
Did you know that University of Pennsylvania is Ivy League?
Is it?
Yeah. That's what I thought, but apparently it is.
I think it is, but it's like,
On the lower
it's like,
end.
is it? It's
On the lower.
kind of like Brown, like, or Dartmouth. You're like, I don't know. You're not Princeton or Yale
Ooh.
or Harvard.
Oof.
Get out of here. I'm just saying. Okay.
You're just saying.
What? Yeah. Dartmouth. Sorry, excuse me. I'm pronouncing it wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to more important topics about Cambodia.
All right, yes. Sorry. We're back in Cambodia. So
Here we go.
obviously we've been talking a lot about the Cambodian Thai territorial disputes along the border. Well, Cambodia is striking back economically. All right, so Cambodia is set to ban Thai produce amid border tensions. That's right. Cambodia has officially banned all Thai fruit and vegetable imports under a 24-hour ultimatum to Thailand that expired. The move follows escalating tensions and alleged threats from the Thai military over a border dispute. Cambodian Senate President Hun Sen demanded Thailand reopen all checkpoints or face retaliation. With no compliance, all Cambodian border crossings have now barred Thai produce, marking a significant escalation in the diplomatic standoff.
I have a feeling Cambodia is not going to come out of this in the way that it thinks it's going to come off.
Yeah.
I think Cambodia possibly needs Thailand more than Thailand would need Cambodia.
I think you might be right about that. This is an interesting thing. So basically, Hun Sen had issued an ultimatum, 24 hours or we do this. So then that expired. So then they did it. But the thing is here, I believe in Cambodia, we're seeing a lot more. There's more. You always make an enemy, make an outside enemy so that you can sort of deflect the attention from your own regime's problems. And this kind of works both ways, right? This works for Thailand too. Like the Shinawats, maybe they have problems with accusations of, corruption and things like that. There's Toxin who's going through his arrest thing.
I feel like this is so unnecessary. Like, what have they got to gain from all of this? Thailand's also known as throughout history as being like a very neutral country who doesn't want any beef with anyone.
Well, this is not the first time they've had disputes.
True.
Yeah. So,
but you have to go out of your way to have a problem with Thailand. In a way, I feel.
I mean, yeah, Cambodia. Yeah, they had some issues in the past. Look, I'm just hoping that this, they're trading economic barbs. That's one thing. As long as it doesn't escalate to something hot, I think that's good. But somebody's going to have to lose a little face before the end of this is over. And I have a feeling you're right.
I'm definitely not qualified to talk anything about geopolitics. I feel like every time now I make a comment about something I don't know, there's a Phil Koo sitting somewhere just going,
eat you up in them comments. Yeah.
Be merciful, Phil. Big fan.
Yeah. Turtle News. Check it out, everybody. Anyways, what are we saying? Benno was asking, are they still fighting about Angkor Wat? No, they're fighting about some other temple that has been part of the territorial disputes recently. All right, well, let's move on.
Our next story, Vietnam extends VAT cut to support economic recovery. Hey, great news if you're in Vietnam. Vietnam's National Assembly has approved an extension of the reduced VAT rate of 8% down from 10% until the end of 2025. Originally introduced in 2022 to aid the post-COVID economic recovery, the cut applies to most goods and services, excluding sectors like telecoms, finance, and real estate. The extension is expected to cost the government nearly 122 trillion dong in revenue, which is 4.7 billion US dollars, reflecting ongoing efforts to stimulate domestic consumption and economic growth.
Vietnam is on the up and up.
Vietnam is on the up and up. Tourism is also increasing in places like Vietnam. I mean, we were complaining about how tourism's down in places like Thailand, but Vietnam doing well.
Yeah, have you been?
I've never been to Vietnam.
Oh yeah,
I've never tried Vietnamese food. I don't have a Vietnamese friend. I've heard Vietnamese.
Yes, you do.
People are beautiful. Who?
We had a Vietnamese intern.
Oh, Harry Ho, of course. One Harry Ho. I love Harry Ho.
Yeah, our number one source of LGBT memes.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's Pride Month, baby. But yeah, it is fun. Vietnam's a great place. You got to check it out sometime. I'll
Let's
take
go.
it. Yeah.
Let's actually go. I'll go with you.
All right.
Whenever you want.
Off to Saigon we go. Ho Chi Minh City, excuse me. I don't know. I'm an American. We're still bitter about not being able to call it Saigon. Okay. It's still SGN on the airport
It is.
code.
They're never going to change it. It's too late.
It is. All right. On to our next story. So some of you guys in the comments have been talking about this. I was going to get to it, have a little bit of faith. But there's a big volcano eruption happening over in Indonesia. Indonesia's Mount Lewotobi Laki-laki erupts, sending ash over 11 kilometers high. That's right. Indonesia's Mount Lewotobi Laki-laki erupted on June 17th, sending an ash cloud 11 kilometers into the sky and prompting authorities to raise its alert to the highest level. No casualties or damage were reported so far, but officials warned of potential lava flows and dangerous lahar floods if rain occurs. Residents were advised to stay at least 7 kilometers away and wear masks due to ash. Located on Flores Island, the volcano last erupted in November, killing 9 people and disrupting flights. So, fortunately, this time, it seems like it's stunning imagery. I have to say, the power of nature really comes to mind. But fortunately, this time, compared to November, there's a little bit more preparation. So the government has been keeping its eye on it, on its volcanic and seismic activity.
Yeah.
And hopefully, they're able to keep those casualty numbers down to 0. As the advance warning was in place, people are getting out and told to stay about 7 kilometers away. But it's pretty crazy to me, living near active volcanoes.
Yeah.
That's not a
lot of them do farming because they've got very fertile soil.
That is true. Yeah. Volcanic ash is important for that.
People always wonder, why would they choose to live there? I was like, that's how they make a living, unfortunately.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, that's true. The risk reward is always in place there. And I will say, Laki-laki as much as you want, Jim H.
Yeah, well, Jim H loves it. Our last story today, Malaysia leaps 11 places in global competitiveness ranking.
There you go.
How competitive are countries? Malaysia has climbed 11 spots to 23rd in 2025 World Competitiveness ranking. Yes, that's a real thing. It's best position since 2020. Driven by gains in economic performance, government and business efficiency, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry attributes the rise to reforms under the Madani economy framework and strong international trade growth. Officials are optimistic Malaysia is on track to become a top 12 global economy by 2033, with over 1,000 reform projects underway to enhance competitiveness and reduce bureaucracy. Don't you just love it when your country is competitive?
This is a good thing for them. I mean, we're speaking obviously about economies, not sports or military or anything like that. But this could explain why Malaysia has overtaken China as the #1 tourist supporter of Thailand.
Yeah.
So if they're doing better and they're a good neighbor to Thailand, this could be good news for us here too in the land of smiles. As they get more wealth, then they can come and spend that money over here. Congratulations, Malaysia, on your increased competitiveness.
Yeah. Well done. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. If you would like to find out more stories, please visit thetiger.com or visit
ASEANnow.com
to get your comments out there. If you love typing away in Thailand's largest news forum.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to follow us on social media. By the way, you can subscribe here on the Thaiger and the YouTube channel. You can also click that little join button, become a cool member. Your name turns green in the live chat. You get cool emojis when you join us, and perks like coming to visit the the studio. Get a little bit of merch from us, and we'll grab a drink after the show. Well, maybe not directly after the show, after work.
Yeah, preferably.
Not at 10 in the morning. But consider it, and then follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, all over the place. You'll see content you don't normally see here on the main channel.
Yeah. If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thetiger.com and join the conversation.